Why is it that we carry our failures, our losses, our pain like battle scars, but forget the moments we stood tall? It's like we've got a damn scoreboard in our heads, and every negative moment gets carved into stone while the good ones fade like whispers in the wind. You know it's true. You can sit there and recount every time life kicked you in the teeth, every time you came up short, every time you fell on your face. But how often do you remember the wins? How often do you let yourself replay the moments you fucking crushed it? Here's the truth. Most of us are walking around with a warped memory, one that's programmed to highlight the bad and skip over the good. And you know why? Because pain burns deeper. Failure stings harder. It etches itself into your mind in vivid detail, because it's survival instinct. Your brain thinks it's protecting you, teaching you to avoid the fire next time. But what it's really doing is keeping you chained to the past, weighed down by every misstep, while the victories, your trophies, collect dust in the corners of your mind. But enough of that shit. It's time to flip the script. It's time to stop letting your losses define you and start giving your wins the recognition they deserve. Because if you really think about it, how many battles have you won? How many mountains have you climbed? How many times have you walked through the fire and come out stronger on the other side? You don't even realize it because you've been too busy beating yourself up over the moments you fell instead of celebrating the fact that you got back up every damn time. You're here, aren't you? You're alive, breathing, moving. That means you've survived 100% of your worst days. Think about that for a second. All the bullshit life has thrown at you. Every curveball, every heartbreak, every crushing defeat, you're still standing. That's not luck. That's strength. That's resilience. That's a win. And you need to start counting it. We all make the same mistake. We obsess over the times we lost, the situations where we fell short, the moments that didn't go our way. We replay them in our heads like a broken record, as if punishing ourselves will somehow make it better. But let me ask you this. When was the last time you replayed one of your victories? When was the last time you closed your eyes and remembered what it felt like to succeed? To stand at the top of the hill, chest heaving, adrenaline pumping, knowing you earned it. You need to start remembering the good times, the moments you laughed so hard your ribs hurt, the nights when the stars aligned and everything felt right in the world, the times you took a chance, bet on yourself, and came out on top. Those moments aren't just memories. They're proof that you're capable, that you're worthy, that you're a winner. And if you don't hold on to them, if you don't carry them with you, then what the hell are you fighting for? Here's the thing. Life isn't just about survival. It's about living. It's about stacking up those wins and letting them fuel you for the next round. But you can't do that if you're always stuck in the past, reliving every time you fell. Look, losses happen. They're part of the game, but they're not the whole game. You have to stop giving them all the power. You have to stop letting them overshadow the good shit. The moments that remind you why it's all worth it. Think about all the times you've come through for yourself. Every time you made a tough decision and it paid off. Every time you stood your ground, took a risk, or pushed through when it would have been easier to quit. Think about the friends you've made, the connections you've built, the places you've seen, the things you've done that you once thought were impossible. Those aren't small things. Those are the moments that matter. And don't give me that crap about not having enough wins to remember. You have them. You just haven't been paying attention. Wins don't always come in big, flashy packages. Sometimes they're quiet, subtle victories. Getting out of bed on a day when everything felt heavy, saying no to something that wasn't good for you, standing up for yourself when it would have been easier to stay silent. Those count. They fucking count. And if you start stacking them up one by one, you'll realize that your wins far outnumber your losses. You've been winning all along. You just didn't see it. And don't you dare tell me it doesn't matter. Don't you dare say that wins don't count because they weren't perfect. or because someone else had a bigger one. That's the loser's mindset. And you're better than that. A win is a win, no matter the size, no matter the scale. And every single one of them deserves to be remembered, celebrated, and carried with you as a reminder of what you're capable of. This isn't about pretending the bad times don't exist. It's not about sweeping your failures under the rug or acting like you've never been knocked down. It's about balance. It's about giving equal weight, hell, more weight, to the good times, the victories, the moments that make life worth living. Because if all you ever focus on is the bad, then that's all you'll ever see. But if you start remembering the good, if you start replaying your wins instead of your losses, you'll realize just how strong, how capable, how fucking powerful you really are. So here's what I want you to do. Stop what you're doing and take a minute. Think back to a time when you won. Not just in the literal sense, but a moment when you felt alive, when you felt proud, when you knew you were exactly where you were supposed to be. Hold on to it. Replay it in your mind. Feel it. Now find another one, and another. Stack them up, one after the other, until you've built yourself a wall of victories that no failure, no bad memory, no fleeting moment of doubt can tear down. You've won more times than you can count. You've had more good days, more incredible moments, more reasons to celebrate than you've ever let yourself believe. It's time to change that. It's time to stop letting your losses run the show and start letting your wins take the stage. Because you're not just someone who's lost. You're someone who's triumphed. Someone who's risen. Someone who's lived, fought, and come out the other side stronger than ever. Remember the wins. Remember the good times. And let them remind you who the hell you are. Let them remind you why you're still standing, still fighting, still pushing forward. Because those moments, those victories, they're the proof that you're a goddamn force to be reckoned with. And the best part, your biggest wins are still ahead of you. So get out there and fucking claim them.